All right, so $1,000 for what's ever in here. Oh no!
Froggy flips.
We're almost there.
Look at that, Ohio. Find it here.
What are we gonna find, Anthony?
And whatever's in this trunk. Ah.
Got it.
All right, so real quick before we get too far with this, let me explain what we're doing in Ohio. Right at about a year ago, I got a random message from a fella that said if I'm ever in the Ohio area to let him know he will send me home with some good stuff at a great deal. I asked all my normal questions, did all my normal vetting, everything checked out, went to Ohio, met the fella, bought some cool stuff, made a video. The rest was history. If you were familiar with the channel back then, perhaps you even saw the video. But what you wouldn't know is that we've actually kept in touch this entire time. We've developed a legitimate friendship. He and Sarah have even become friends. And it's just one of those kind of YouTube behind the scenes success stories, if that even is such a thing. So a little bit about this guy. He is a true collector. He is what I would call a true nostalgist. The kind of guy that would get just as excited finding like a Children's Palace ad from the early 90s as he would like an original TMNT scratch figure. It's truly all about the nostalgia for him. Well, in recent months, he's been trying to put a little more curation into his personal collections, and that sort of thing oftentimes means downsizing a bit. So long story short, he let me know that he had broken off a little chunk of some of the stuff he's collected over the years. He was going to give me first dibs at it, basically said $1,000, it's mine. Now, there aren't too many people that could convince me to give them $1,000 for a little piece of a collection, sight unseen, but this guy is definitely one of them. Not to mention, just to ease my mind a little bit, he sent me a picture of two different things that were going to be included in the lot. Once I saw those two things, I knew that it was a go. We made plans to meet up at about the halfway point. It was like the Dayton, Ohio area. Now, here's one last key piece of info for you. If you notice, I have not said his name. He's a super interesting guy, really cool job or jobs. Really impressive resume, super private. So he basically does not want to personally be on camera. But at the end of the day, I did pick up some really great collectibles from him. Some pretty hard to find, eye-catching stuff that would be great for Comic-Con, some smalls for the vendor booth, even a couple great pieces for the personal collection. So just because I wanted this video to somehow convey the amount of fun that I had in the situation, I decided that I would turn it into a giveaway of sorts. In fact, it may kind of end up being two giveaways. So I'm gonna show you as much of the encounter as I possibly can. When we come back here, I'll show you some of the great stuff I picked up. And then at the end of the video, I will show you what you could possibly win and how you can win it. Here, let me get out the money first. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
I think we're like, it's gonna like blow up or something. Standing back.
All right, so $1,000 for what's ever in here. And I'm gonna keep this little star note in there too. All right. Oh man, that'll make a good thumbnail. Okay, there you go. Oh no! Sarah, go. What?
That was the pull string I was talking about that I said I bet you never had.
Dude, this has to be rare.
The Big Top Pee-wee had very little like merch. That was like one of the very few things that was actually specifically made for the movie.
I've never even seen this before, and I've looked up so much Pee-wee stuff.
It's pretty cool.
How are you not keeping that for personal collection?
I have one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
In a box like this, or?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The third one that I've had actually.
Man, look at that, Sarah. In the box. The balloons.
They're actually those are actually pretty rare.
Yeah.
That top one is rare. There's two in there. That top one's rarer than the other one.
I won't pull out everything, you know.
Do you love Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball. I don't not like Dragon Ball Z.
Do you know those guys at all?
Wait, hold on. Which ones?
They're kind of like small soldiers.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was when I first saw it.
They're like a knockoff.
Huh.
Which is kind of cool.
X-Men case. Was this for like Toy Biz stuff?
Yeah, that is.
Well, that's cool.
There has 50 different vintage.
That's cool. All right.
Those Those are infaceable. Have you ever had those?
No, I have not. I was trying to think of what they were called.
Yeah, they're like a lube. They very, very rarely ever have their face.
Oh, really?
Like their face, like just dissolves over time. Originally, like their faces would like blow up, like that was part of like the gimmick.
Oh, really?
But yeah, like most of the ones you see are just like white, like skeleton faces.
Huh.
The fact that they both have their like flesh still is pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
The Ecta, and it actually has like the doors, the back has the alien.
There it is. Got the stickers on it. What's this? Is that G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
Looks there. Here's all the Pee Wee figures.
You have all this.
Oh my gosh.
There's,
That one looks different.
there's stuff in the back that I have for you, Sarah, that you don't.
Yours is a Super 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pee Wee with jacket. Cowboy Curtis has his hat. I said I wasn't going to pull out everything. I'm just kind of pulling out everything.
The best stuff.
Oh, is it?
Well, what I
New kids.
collections in there. Lots of cool new kids.
Oh my goodness, look at this stuff. I see Madball stuff. So this is the stuff, like the new kid stuff, was that one ladies?
Yep.
That you went to?
Yeah, not far from here, actually.
These are awesome.
Yeah, there's
Look how cool these are.
yeah.
Let me just look through some of these real quick.
I don't believe that.
I don't think I really want this one though.
That's crazy. Like
I know.
Never known that.
He sent me a picture of 2 things that were going to be in this. This was one of them. So that's why I'm not acting surprised, but that's
The other one's in
just
that
wait.
box, right?
All right, Sarah. Here's the other thing. This was worth the drive alone.
Oh my gosh, it's the one.
Do you know what this is?
Isn't this the first
It's the first appearance of Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really awesome.
He's never been a comic book guy, but he bought this as a kid.
Yeah.
And then-
my childhood comic.
And then just like randomly found out that it was like the best comic from this entire series. And
Why are you gonna make me
I was
cry?
always a huge like Batman the animated series guy. Fever. I'm never gonna do anything with it.
Turtles movie.
I think I saw it. It's so random.
That
like,
is
how
cool.
much it goes for. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it for like less than $50.
I love zipper clips.
I bet Elliot would
skeleton.
really like those types of things. Not that one. No. Like,
Hey Ellie, here's a $75 zipper clip
no.
for your backpack.
He has been.
Man, these are cool. Those are like knockoff muscle men or something.
Yeah.
And they can be used as erasers.
And the.
I don't want to break this stuff.
Too.
I want to learn magic. Yeah, I mean, I keep trying to buy some here and there, but I was watching Pawn Stars and Chum Lee was playing it the other day. Jeez. That's crazy.
He's ridiculously hard to find, like in his box, and not missing tons of paint. He's got a little bit of spots, but
I'm going to make $0 on this haul. That is crazy. So you have a double then too, right?
I do. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. No way.
She's there.
I did not expect that. I thought about it. I thought about it yesterday. I was like, there's no way he's putting that in there.
There's no way I'm ever gonna like spend the time to track down the rest.
That is crazy.
Ridiculously rare, as you know.
Man, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Figured you'd be stoked.
I feel like that's above and beyond here.
Have you ever had any Silverhawk stuff?
No, I have not.
Very cool. Those, I mean, you just never see the stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's like the rarest one, I think he said. And then look, do you remember the last video that he was in?
Yeah.
Remember the Graveyard Gang? I can't believe that's in there.
That's so cool.
Thriller. Those are awesome. Those are clean too.
Yeah.
They're very.
Look at that.
That's the full set. There's only 4 of them.
Yeah, this is the money bin right here.
This thing's really cool.
Maybe because they forget what they're 12 years later.
Man, these are heavy hitters too.
It was difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, unpack it.
I mean, it looks like him.
Sarah, do you see these?
Except they gave him hair.
These are something I did. David had that with my brother.
I had a couple of them when I was a kid.
I remember those.
They shot these things out of their
Yes.
mouths.
How did that happen?
What? Like, how are they still in the package?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, these were obviously like, there was no reason to collect these. There was no reason not to open these.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like something that actually does something rather than just being like a
Man, I love it, man.
I told you there was some good stuff.
No, it's great stuff.
Some nifty gifties for you guys.
So here we are back in the garage, and this stuff I have laid out is what I consider the cream of the crop. This is the stuff I'm most excited about. A lot of this stuff will probably make its way to Comic-Con with me. First of all, let's get the question of value out of the way, because as you know, I spent $1,000 for everything. And this is not all of it. This is just the best stuff. To start it off, we have Elvis Presley's debut record, often affectionately referred to as LPM 1254. Now, of course, Elvis sold a zillion records, so this thing has been reprinted thousands of times, but this is the copy you want to have in this kind of condition. There's lots of things you want to look for. You want to look for these light pink letters. There's markings in the dead wax you want to look at. I've examined everything. At this point, I'm kind of terrified to even be holding it. This is one of those records that people buy beater copies and continually trade up for years trying to get something that's collector grade. The record itself is unbelievably flawless. I couldn't find one scratch in it. Does not look like it's ever been played. No spindle wear or anything. The cover is pretty nice. As you can see, there's a little bit of color breaking in his name there. There are no spine splits or anything. It shows a little bit of age and handling, but compared to what you see on the market, it is just a beautiful copy. One pretty close to this just sold at auction on eBay for well over $900. The cover was probably slightly better on that one. The record was pretty much spot on the same. Now, I am not saying that this is a $900 record. It does have the potential to be quite valuable to the right person. As far as my personal record collection goes, I really like to have things that I want to listen to. No offense to Elvis or Elvis fans, but it's just not something that I would spend much time listening to. However, for the time being, I do not mind having it as a value booster in my personal collection, and possibly it'll just become some pretty high-end trade fodder at some point. And then the next thing I want to talk about is this right here. This is Batman Adventures number 12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. It's a very sought-after comic right now. Definitely the biggest key in Batman Adventures. Graded a 2, it'll bring in a couple $100. Graded a 9.8, it'll bring in thousands of dollars. This is definitely somewhere in between there, but it's certainly well above a 2. Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn in the new Joker movie that comes out in 2024. The hype machine's already starting for that movie. Great time to have this book. This is not a newsstand copy, which would escalate the value even more. But currently, if I had to guess, I'd probably put a value on this at somewhere between $300 and $400. And like I said, it's a great time to have it. So between those two things, that really takes a chunk out of the initial investment. And then we're left with some really great stuff. Like I said, a lot of eye-catching stuff that'll be great for Comic-Con. Like all the Pee-wee's Playhouse puppets. These boxes are really nice, which is something you don't see very often on this old Pee-wee stuff. We have a very nice Terry that I'll price somewhere between $1 and $120. The same with Cherry over here. In this condition, I'll price her around $120 or so. Vance, one of the few characters made specifically for Big Top Pee-wee, I'll probably price him around $50. We got the really nice Kenner Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, complete with claw and ghost. It was missing the seat on top. I did happen to have one in my parts bucket, so now we have a complete Ecto-1. Should bring in a good $60 or so. A big bag of Silverhawks with no accessories, but these are quite collectible right now. One thing the two of us have a healthy appreciation for are vintage knockoffs. These are Ocean Warrior figures. These were a Street Shark knockoff. Obviously, Street Sharks are very collectible right now. This is the entire set of Ocean Warrior figures. Don't come up very often, very rarely come up as a complete set. And when they do, they usually bring in about $150 to $200 for the set. Speaking of knockoffs, we have the sealed pack of Musclemania figures. Definitely a Mattel Muscle knockoff. Very cool graphics on this one. And they can even be used as erasers. The very cool Skeletor zipper clip for the Motu collector that has everything. Believe it or not, I should probably be able to ask about $75 for this. We have the two Infaceable figures. I was not very familiar with this line, but they are very cool. I think they're rare enough and cool enough that loose like this, they should bring in about $20 a piece. Got the Mad Balls Wind Up Toys mint on card. This one, the card is not as good, but in my opinion, it has the better figure on it. I'm thinking things like this will be great Comic-Con smalls. Not everyone can afford the real expensive stuff, but if you have things like $20 and $25 Mad Balls Wind Up Toys, kind of evens the playing field for everyone to have a little fun. The Talk Boy keychain, that's just cool. Another big stack of comics. I got all these bagged and boarded up. There's definitely some bulk in here, but there's some really cool stuff too. This is the Omens #1, signed by the author. I think it's Shane Moore. There's some pretty nice Batman Nightfall issues. Iron Man 282, the first appearance of War Machine, which is actually a pretty good book. Not in fantastic condition, but definitely an iconic cover that'll still command a little bit of value. Some more War Machine, more Batman Nightfall, more Iron Man. Lots of stuff like that. Now we're making our way to what I think is the coolest stuff. We have 3 Ertl Blurp Balls, I think from 1991, mint on card. And normally when you see these sealed in the packages is really beat up. These are really nice, all things considered. We have Biff Barf Ball, Spatui Sui, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. A very nice little set of 3. I will probably price these at around $100 a piece. And the last thing I want to show you is this right here. This one's probably going in the personal collection. A year ago, I did not know what this figure was. The first time I went to this fella's house, he showed it to me and explained it, and I've just thought it was the coolest thing ever since. This is Karen Corpse from a toy line called Thriller Graveyard Gang. There was some loose, like, knockoff affiliation with Michael Jackson's Thriller. I think these were, like, supposed to be the characters that Michael Jackson was dancing around with. I don't think there was any solid affiliation. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so. I do believe there's like a total of 6 or 8 different figures. It takes a special collector to pay top dollar for something like this, but if you find them, they're going to be expensive. Loose like this, they generally sell for between $150 and $200. Sealed in the package, closer to $250 or $300 for what's essentially just some weird little knockoff that's just this cool little zombie toy. Kind of got the bendy feel to it, but they are just so cool. I could not believe that this was in the lot. This was a total surprise, and it's honestly my favorite thing out of everything. All right, let's quickly talk about the giveaway. Ran out of room over there, so I moved everything over here. This is some more stuff that was in the lot that I pulled out. We have what looks to be a couple dozen X-Men figures, mostly X-Men, couple Spider-Man over there. We have a couple boxes of unsearched Magic the Gathering cards. We have this cool X-Men collector's case. We have all of these Dragon Ball figures, which I know nothing about these. And then, of course, some Froggy swag, some stickers and keychains and pins and stuff like that. So even though my guy is super private, he does have one social media page that he uses to post things about his travels or his collections or just random nostalgic stuff. It is an Instagram page titled @1985inc, @1985inc. I think right now it's sitting at about 805 followers or so. His goal is to, by the end of the year, get that to 1,985 followers at least. So I just thought it would be fun to see if we could try to help make that happen. I will post his link in the description. If he can reach at least 1,985 followers by December 31st, 2022, then I will give all this stuff away to a random person that comments on this video. Likewise, if he reaches that goal, he has agreed to do his own giveaway, but I will let him announce all those details over on his Instagram page. Right now, all I can say is, as long as that number is at least 1,985 by December 31st, on January 1st, I will post the winner from my comment section for this prize pack on my community tab. That's all. That's all it is. It's just fun to give stuff away at the end of the year, I think. So once again, to sum up, follow @1985inc on Instagram. Leave just any sort of regular comment on this video that you normally would. And as long as that number is reached by December 31st, 2022, I will announce a winner on January 1st, 2023. All right. That is all I got for you this time. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Love ya. Bye. When they hear that cha-ching and they all look at me, I guess they'll know I'm buying this crap.